Hello candidates, how are you? Welcome to today's mathematics revision lesson. Today I want us to touch on surface area of solids. Now we would like to know what surface area is. I've endeavored to find information about surface area. And surface area is the area that describes the material that will be used to cover a geometrical solid. The material used to cover a geometrical solid. What is a geometrical solid? A geometrical solid would have different dimensions. Solid that would have a different dimension. Three-dimensional figure. It's a geometrical solid. Now, when we determine the surface area of geometrical solid, we take the sum of the area for each geometrical form within the solid. Sides, surfaces. And so we need to know the surfaces. These are the faces. Remember the net. When you are drawing the net, we know the faces, the edges, and the vertices. And so if you know how to identify the faces of a solid, you are able to know its surface area. So we have a prism. Is a solid figure that has two parallel congruent sides that are called bases and that are connected by the lateral faces that are parallelograms. They are both rectangular and triangular prism. Like I have shown here, this is a rectangular prism. Its name is a cuboid. And this is a triangular prism. We'll come to learn about that later on. Now, possible solids would be closed and open cubes and cuboids, cylinders, cylindrical containers, closed, open, and even curved surfaces. Then we have prisms or wedges or prisms. These are the things, the solids, the shapes that we look at or we find or calculate their surface area in primary. Now let's look at how to find surface area. To find the surface area of a prism or any other geometry, we open the solid like a carton box and flatten it out to find all included geometrical forms. Now, this is an example of a cuboid. It's a rectangular prism. Like I said, you need to know the number of faces. So let us count together. We begin with the top. Top 1, then bottom 2. 1, 2. Then front view 3, then 4, okay, 5, and then 6. And so a cuboid or a cube has 6 faces. That is a closed cube. 6 faces. Hope you understand that. That's a closed cube. Like we said here, we have closed or open cubes or cuboids. Now when you open, that means one side is missing. It's open, it becomes a container. It's not closed. An open cuboid or cube has 5 faces. One face has been removed. I hope you understand that. Now, I will use this sellotape roll to show you an example of a cylinder. Now, if this side and that side are closed, that's a closed cylinder. If one side is open, that's an open cylinder. And if both sides are open, that is a curved surface. A curved surface. I hope you understand. Now, so on the board, we have examples of how we have opened these solids. Like this is a cuboid. We have opened it, and we can be able to count the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is a closed cuboid. Now this is a cylinder, closed cylinder. Right? Here it isn't. So we open it this way. It has 3 faces. 1, 2, and 3. 3 faces. A closed cylinder has 3 faces. Then a wedge. A wedge is here. That's a wedge. Half of a cuboid is a wedge. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. So having this knowledge, we can be able to answer question 43 of Kcpe 2016. Well, the figure below represents a half of a cylinder, a cylindrical piece of wood of diameter 28 centimeters and length 50 centimeters. This is the diagram. What is the surface area of the wood? What I have done here to help us solve this problem is that I've extracted faces. This is face number 1. It has its identical face number 2, the other side, the opposite side. Remember, a cylinder has a circular top and bottom that have the same diameter or radius. And so we will find the area of the 2 semicircles. Then here we have the area of that flat top, this flat top measuring 50 centimeters and 28 centimeters. It's rectangular in shape. Next, step 3, we will have the area of the curved surface. That curved surface number 4, curved surface. One side is the height of the cylinder, and the other side is the circumference, half of the circumference of the curved surface. Then after which we will add the areas together and get the answer. Now, can we go on with our work? Now, let's go to step number 1. We find the area of the 2 semicircles. Area of a circle, rather a semicircle, is denoted by a half of pi r squared. And because they are 2, we will multiply by 2. Hope you understand. And so area here will be a half times 22 over 7 multiplied by the radius. The radius is not given, but the diameter is given. That's the diameter, 28. So the radius is the diameter divided by 2. Diameter divided by 2, which is 14. 14 times 14. And then you multiply by 2 because they are 2. Very good. And so we simplify by cancelling. By 2, 1. 2 by 2 is 1. And 2 is 1. 7 by 7 is 1. 14 by 7 is 2. And then we multiply, let's say area is equals to 22 times 2 times 14. 22 times 2 times 14. Okay? Now, 22 times 2 times 14 is 616. 616 square centimeters. And that is the area of the two semicircular ends. This one and that one. So we've done that. Now we come to the area of the flat top. The area of the flat top. It is rectangular in shape. So we use the formula of finding the area of a rectangle, which is length multiplied by width. In this case, our length is the height of the cylinder, and our width is the diameter of the top, the circular top. And so we're going to say area here is equals to 50 centimeters multiplied by 28 centimeters. 50 multiplied by 28 is 1,400 centimeters. 1,400 centimeters squared. That is the area of the flat top. Now we come to the area of the curved, this face here. Curved face number 4. Remember, it's curved in mind. And so the formula of finding curved surface area, and these are half. So you say a half multiplied by pi times diameter. Pi times diameter. Then we multiply by the height. In this case, we give it the length, the horizontal length. And so area here is going to be a half multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by diameter, which is 28, and multiplied by the horizontal length, which is 50 centimeters. Exactly. And so we cancel, simplify by cancelling. By 2, 1, 2 by 2, 1. 22 by 2 is 11. 7 by 7 is 1. 28 by 7 is 4. Now, what do we have here, boys and girls? Area is going to be 44 multiplied by 50. And just what is 44 multiplied by 50? It is going to be 2,200. So here the area will be 2,200 square centimeters. Boys and girls, have we exhausted the faces of the solid? We must be able to check if you have exhausted. Do we have 4 faces? Face number 1 and 2 are here. Face number 3 is here. And face number 4 is here. And yes, we have exhausted the 4 faces. Now we determine the surface areas of geometrical solids. We take the sum of the area for each geometrical form or face. That means we add. The sum means we add. And so what are we going to add? We're going to add 2,200 square centimeters plus 1,400 square centimeters plus 616 square centimeters, and then we add them. So when we add these, 6 plus 0 is 6, 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 1, 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. We carry 1. Now 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 1 is 4 square centimeters. We go back to the question. What is the surface area of the wood? That means this solid. And then we determine if that is exactly what we found or we calculated. And yes, that is what we calculated. Then we can go to the choices. Given, we will find out that choice number B, choice B, is the right answer, boys and girls. That is how we calculate surface area of solids. Remember, we not only have cylinders, but you have cubes and cuboids and wedges. But the same method is used. I know they have different formulae depending on the faces. You can use the same method to find the surface area of question number 48 of 2010, question number 29 of 2011, question number 39 of 2012, 41 of 2013. That is what you can use to calculate those areas, boys. Remember this area. Please ask you to find surface area. Use surface area in real life. Example. Give you an example. This is drinking chocolate. This tin has a label. This label is wrapped around it. Kcpe exam question can ask you to find the area of wrapping, the area of the label. That means it's the area of the curved surface. I hope you understand that. They can also ask you to find the area of the water pipe. You must know that a water pipe is not a closed cylinder, and so you find the area of the curved surface along if they are talking about a water pipe. They could give you a certain solid, a box, and they want you to find the area of the material that was used to make the solid. Remember, that is still surface area. In some year, they brought a loaf of bread. They brought a loaf of bread. That is a loaf of bread. And they asked us to find the surface area of the loaf of bread. You can be able to find that. as long as you know that a loaf of bread is made up of two solids, a half a cylinder and a cuboid, boys and girls. But one surface of both the half a cylinder and the cuboid is attached together. And so you count the number of faces. Face 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Then the other side is face 6, then the bottom is face 7. You can count the faces. So you find the area of each face, then you put them all together. You cannot be challenged. I hope you have understood and you can take any challenge involving surface area of geometrical solids. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.